Hi, I'm Matt Vanacoro here with Ask.Audio magazine and Yamaha, and today we're going to take a look at the Yamaha Motif XF series keyboards. I'm using an XF7, but it doesn't matter which one you're using, whether it's the 6 or the 8, the operating system is virtually identical across all three. We're going to take a look at delving into voice play mode. Voices are kind of the building blocks, the foundation of your sounds in the Motif XF series. A voice is what might commonly be known as a patch on another keyboard. It's basically a collection of samples that are mapped across the keyboard, run through effects, control schemes, and all sorts of other stuff, wrapped up into a nice little bow, and they call that your singular voice. So imagine a single instrument, a piano sound, a guitar sound. There could be groups of instruments because you might record an entire string quartet at once with a stereo microphone or a whole orchestra, so like a strings sound. But for the most part, if you're going to be making combinations, you're probably going to want to delve into performance mode on this keyboard, and we'll get into that a little bit later. Let's take a look at voice play mode. To activate it, simply go to the mode area and tap voice. So when I do that, I am into voice play mode. Now, I've got 8 preset banks up along the top, and aside from those 8 banks, I also have 4 user banks. The preset banks are where the factory sounds are located, and they can't be saved over. So you don't have to worry about ruining them. You can tweak them to your heart's content, and then when you go to save, it's automatically going to bounce you into the user area. We've got 4 user banks. Now, within a bank, I also have sections A through H, and each section has 16 available sound slots. So I've really got a lot of space here to store my sounds. I can get into those preset banks, tweak them to my heart's desire, and save them into the user banks. We've got lots of room. All right, so now I've got the voice play mode up. I've got a nice little concert grand up. And I want to get in there and make some changes, tweak it out a little bit, maybe change the effects around. So what I'll do is I'll tap that edit button right here, and I can see a whole bunch of different things about this voice that makes it the voice. Now initially it's going to bring me to the title screen where I can retitle it, pick its category or subcategory. I can change the play mode by clicking on this soft function 2 button, and we can make it monophonic, polyphonic, change the output level of it, do all sorts of general overview type manipulations. If I want to get in there and change the effects, really work with the sound and make it my own, I simply tap the function 6 button, F6 right here, which is below this little button that says effect. So you'll see on the screen it kind of matches up. I tap F6 and I'm looking at the effects engine. And here's where I can really manipulate this voice to make it sound a little different. I've got an overview that I'm looking at when I'm looking at the connect area. So I've got a nice overview of all the effects, my 2 insert effects. I've got chorus and reverb, which are separate from the 2 insert effects. And I can get in there and really manipulate them a little bit. So I can use the cursor right here to navigate around. And I'm going to go to insertion A and change the category of the effect. Right now it's just a simple EQ. So I'm going to scroll around and try to find something a little more fun. As I'm scrolling through, I'm noticing, oh, there we go, a nice mono phaser. Well, now it's starting to sound interesting. I can jump down to insertion B by simply tapping the down cursor, so you can navigate from field to field in just about any direction. And let's get a delay going there. So I'll keep scrolling back. Now I'm scrolling categories now and just picking the first effect that pops up. Pretty cool. I could get in there by going to the right and choosing a specific delay. I don't have to stick with the first one that the category gives me, but for now I will. If I wanted to edit any of these, again, I can look at these software function buttons here, and you'll see they're labeled accordingly on the screen. So if I tap Insert A, I get a really nice little graphical representation of the thing I'm working with right now, which is the VCM phaser. Kind of cool. So if I jump around, I can even jump around on that physical pedal now and make some changes to the phaser. As I turn the dial, once I'm in a field, it will adjust anything I'm on. So there's some that have graphical representations. If I go to Insert B, I see a little bit less graphical and pretty much straight up. I mean, it's a delay, so I'm more interested in the information there with the delay time, the feedback level, input select, all that kind of stuff. I've got all that stuff going on. I can go back to Connect if I want to and just see the overview again and really see where everything's going. So I can follow that map of the sound and just really configure this the way that I want it to be. Now that I've got everything done, if I want to go back to General, I'll tap this Function 1 button, and I can easily go to Name by tapping the SF1 button. Again, all these buttons I'm looking at correspond with the 2 columns of label buttons on the bottom of the screen. And I can rename the sound here. So if I don't want to call it Full Concert Grand, maybe I want to call it Space Grand, I'll type the character button, which is SF6, and start entering in some characters. I'll type Space Grand in. It'll be all set. I'll be done. I'll hit Enter, and it'll be all set. It'll have a new name, and then all I have to do is store this guy. So I can just go over here to the Store button and tap the Store button, and you'll see it automatically routes me to an equivalent user bank. It's not going to let me destroy the piano sound. It's going to let me save it as a new sound in user bank A01. I just press Enter to execute the save, and I'm all set. And that's it. Then I have a saved piano voice with this cool spacey thing. And if I don't like it and I don't save it, I can always scroll off of that sound, off of that voice, and then go back again. And my original sound is back again, because remember, those preset banks they're saved. I don't have to worry that I'm going to mess with them. Everything I'm doing is going to be saved to a user bank. So I can play with that piano around as much as I want and not have to worry that I'm going to lose my piano sound. Well, that's a quick look at voice play mode. I hope you found it interesting and it helps you navigate your Motif series a little bit better. Come on back. We're going to bring you lots more from Ask.Audio Magazine on this XF series. We're going to talk about performance mode. We've got sequencing, layering, splitting, sampling, all sorts of great things to talk about with this keyboard. I'm Matt Vanacoro from Ask.Audio Magazine, and I hope to see you making some great music with the Yamaha Motif XF series.